Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 188 of our FC Isle of Man series. Happy Wednesday, wherever in the world you happen to be watching from. Now, if you haven't gone and watched the last 2 days' episodes, go and check those ones out. They're going to bring you up to date with like our Champions League progress, our FA Cup run, all that sort of stuff, and it kind of will give you a lot of additional context in today's episode. As we continue with 2 games in the Premier Division itself, 2 very big games. We're going to be playing Arsenal and Swansea as we try and secure a lead at the top of the table. But there are some big sides right in and around us, a couple of slip-ups here or there, and we will fall back down that table. Let's jump straight back in and see how we've gone. So, first, looking at the table, sitting right up there, pretty at the top of the division. 30 games played, 22 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats, plus 49 goal difference, and 70 points sit the Isle of Man. Just behind us, though, looming very, very large, Manchester City. They've also played 30 games, but 5 defeats, so they sit a single point behind us on 69 points. Tottenham are catching up. Manchester United aren't miles away from it as well, albeit they have played 31 games on their end. There's quite a bit of movement happening in and around the table as we get into the final stretch. And I think we've got 8 games to go. We do have some tricky fixtures upcoming, which we will try and bring you guys this week. We're going to play Arsenal and Swansea in today's episode, both trips away from home. Arsenal struggling a little bit more this season. They're down in 13th spot. Swansea down in 19th, but as anybody who plays Football Manager knows, it's the teams in the relegation zone that more often than not beat you if you're trying to secure a title. Maybe we'll do the Newcastle game off screen, maybe Blackburn and Leicester after that, maybe West Ham off screen, and then finish off the season. To finish off a week, we'll figure it out as we go. We'll see how some of these results and draws play out. I do want to try and bring you guys as much of the games remaining as humanly possible. Looking at competitions, if you haven't gone and checked out those previous episodes, there are full spoilers here, which you've already probably seen. Carabao Cup knocked out in the third round by Manchester City. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup by Southampton in a very unfortunate performance in yesterday's episode, and absolutely demolished in the first knockout round by PSG in the Champions League, which is very frustrating, I'm not going to lie. But all we can do is pick ourselves back up. We're going to have maybe one more season in the division next week and the week after, which I think kind of takes us up to when I expect the FM21 beta to be coming out. So we will try and pick ourselves back up. We will try and go after all 5 trophies next season and finish with as full a trophy cabinet as humanly possible. So only the Premier League to really get through. We have won it the last 2 seasons. I definitely want to make that a 3rd consecutive league title. Some interesting stats. Max Olsen's actually equal top scorer in the division so far this year, which is fantastic to see. Arnaud Henry has the 3rd highest average rating in the competition as well. We've got some good team stats. We've scored the most goals. I think we've also got the 5th best goals conceded record. Our highest attendance is growing each season. We were usually, for like the first, I think, 3-4 years in the division, the lowest attended squad or lowest attended team in the league itself. But we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. As far as the squad's concerned, we've got pretty much a full squad to pick from. Lucas Gabriel is suspended for this first game. Furkan Yilmaz will come in at right back, but otherwise it's relatively strong. And I think we should be able to get ourselves a decent result against Arsenal. As we know, though, when you reload the game, anything can happen. But we haven't been terrible this season, so I'm hopeful we can get a good result. We do go in $2.50 favourites. We are in inconsistent form. Just 1 additional win ahead of Arsenal. They have lost 3 of their last 5, which kind of works out for us. They are struggling a little bit this year as well. It's not quite the strong Arsenal sides that we've played in previous years when they were coached by the likes of Diego Simeone and Unai Emery and a few of the other players that we've seen in and around. They do have a couple of familiar faces though. We'll get to them in a moment. We're playing, of course, in our 4-2-4 formation. Mancini in goal, Esteban and Gasmi is the defensive partnership. Carlos Andre at left wing back, Furkan Yilmaz at right wing back. Henry will anchor midfield. He is our highest average rated player for the season and the 3rd best rating in the division itself. Brad Taylor's back to full fitness. He'll play alongside him as the box-to-box. Paul Harold on the left wing, Castro on the right. Martinez will play as the deep line forward, and Olsen, our leading scorer, leads the line up top. Looking over at Arsenal squad, they're playing a 4-2-3-1 because, and I say this every episode, every big club in FM20 plays a 4-2-3-1. There is no variation between anyone's formations at a certain point in the future. They got Noah Zerskov, who was a wonder-kid goalkeeper for a good few seasons. Danish player, came through the FC Copenhagen Academy, was at Genoa for a little bit, I think on loan when he was at Arsenal, his first season. Very, very good goalkeeper. He didn't quite hit the 5-star potential that I think they had hoped for him, but still a very, very good player. We'll have to keep an eye on him in goal. We've got Noel Blanco at the back here, a very good central defender from back in the day. Looks like he might be dropping off a little bit later on in his career, only 3-star current and potential ability, but he's been in and around the Arsenal squad for a good few seasons. We've come up against him quite a few times. They've got Walshick on the right wing, another ex-Wonder kid, still only 23 years of age. We looked at potentially getting him when we were making kind of the adjustment to inverted wingers. We didn't end up doing it, which is fine. Like, there's no drama. I'm very happy with Bruno Castro on the right-hand side. I think he's been fantastic for us, but Walshick is also a very good player. Good versatility, can play on the right, can play up front as well if needed. Over on the other side, their leading scorer for the season, Rosario Telga, who has 11 goals in 41 appearances in all competitions this season. 3.5-star current and potential ability for the French international. Decent player, came through at Napoli. He'll play as an inverted winger on that side, so I'd expect both of their wide players to kind of cut inside to internal areas. And then the other one, the big one, Hisham Haji. We sold him at the start of this season. £80 million. He allowed us to bring in Bradley Taylor. We bought him for £80 million from Ajax back in the day. He wasn't terrible. We just got away from using, like a proper number 10. And he hadn't been playing most of the years before that because he was struggling really to kind of reinvent himself as a box-to-box midfielder, playing from the 6 or the 8 position. So he's back in his number 10 role. I hope he's doing well this season. He seems to be doing okay in the Premier Division, 6.98. And we know the game loves telling us that players have scored against their old club, so it would not surprise me if we see him find the back of the net today. Passionately, we're going to tell the team we've been on a good run lately. That hasn't done too bad a job, but let's tell everyone we've got faith in them as well. I want to try and boost as much of everybody's morale as humanly possible as we head into this run home. If we go on a good run, if we get a good little consecutive run and good results, we could definitely try and secure this title early on and not have to worry too much about the last day of the season. But Man City, they are fairly relentless. They're playing Southampton today. They're already 2-0 up. Just as I've said that, they've immediately gone 2-0 up inside 12 minutes. Martinez with the first highlight here for us. Carlos Andre comes forward. We lose out to Volshick. His long ball forward's poor. Esteban does well to come forward and cut it out. Henri, overlapping ball, finds Furkan Yilmaz. Can he find the cut back towards backstick? Harold's there, and he's clipped it back into the far corner. 10th goal of the season for the English left winger. Fantastic header. Great cross there from Furkan Yilmaz as well. Esteban deserves a ton of credit for flying forward to recapture possession as well. That was very important for us. See Henri's ball there, perfectly weighted. Yilmaz does well to keep it in. Just hangs it into a good area. And our backstick runners, Harold is always there, and he powers the header back across the corner. Right into the top corner as well, just nestling into the pigeon of the goal for a 1-goal advantage. And so far, 20 minutes in, no highlights as yet, or shots taken for Arsenal themselves. There's a wide free kick there. Zverkov has come out and got it. Or maybe I just say Verskov, because I think maybe the T or the V is silent. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or if you are from Denmark, throw it in the comment section below how I'm supposed to say that one. Linares, wide right area, finds Volshick. Now Linares just stand him up, boys. That's their first strike on target. Mancini equal to it. Good save, gets behind the ball and holds. Deep throw-in on the right-hand side for Arsenal. Linares with the ball again, back to Zverskov. Martinez cuts it back for Olsen, and that is the easiest goal Max Olsen will get this season. Martinez with fantastic work to apply good pressure to the keeper. I think it's keeper clanger. I think he's just taken a really poor touch. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions. Linares puts it back to him. Verskov takes a touch and then just walks away from it. And thankfully Martinez equal to or aware of Olsen available in the middle, and all he has to do is really slide that one back on target to get our second goal of the game. We're going to hit demand more. Just try and push everyone to find some focus through to half-time. Harold with the corner, left foot around it. Verskov comes out and claims it very well. They are getting some men forward. We've got to get goal side in these wide areas, which we have done now. They've gone long down the middle. Someone's got to get to Linares. Esteban's there with him, but he beats the first challenge, and Mancini with a good save. Thankfully, he was forced a little bit wide there by the defence. Throw in, right-hand side. Volshick to take. Linares now. Haji. Linares again. Back to Haji. Square ball to Lazaro, and it's a poor effort, I'm going to say, there from Mancini. It didn't have that much pace on it, and it looked like he might have just fallen over, kind of trying to get across to it. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions. This might have been one of those weird ones where there's not quite an animation for the goalkeeper to get to that height. See, Haji cuts it back. Lazaro with the strike. It bounces about 4 times, and yeah, it's just a clanger from Mancini. He goes to kind of land on it and just hits it back into the goal with his own arm. So it could set up a tense second half for us, but as halftime's called, 3 shots, 3 on target, 59% possession for Arsenal. 7 shots, 5 on target, 41% of the ball for the Isle of Man. We are going to say, I'm happy with the performance so far, keep it up, but then we are going to make a tactical tweak. We're going to drop back to our positive structure. We're going to play a little bit deeper. You'd think Arsenal are going to try and push on a little bit more and try and find an equalising goal. Hopefully that leaves us some space in behind to try and exploit. So we'll play a little bit deeper, still try and play it out from the back, out that vertical tiki-taka going to drag them forward, and hopefully that gets us some space in behind to catch them a few times on the counter and restore our 2-goal advantage. Southampton have pulled the goal back in the City game, and City have also gone down to 10 men, and we're through the hour mark here, so I'm going to hit pause. So there is potential that this could be a very good day for us if Southampton can get back into the game. Harold's got a yellow card, but I'm going to trust him. Maybe we sort by condition. No one's playing particularly poorly. Everyone over a 6.7. Yeah, if we sort by condition as well, Harold's also a little bit behind everybody else. So we'll give Mateo a spell off the bench. Give Carlos Andre a bit of a rest as well. Connor Medjugorje can come on at left back just to keep fresh legs in the side. And then we're also going to use a get creative shout. Medjugorje, of course, playing against his former club. We bought him for £40 million way back when we first came up into the Premier Division when we were trying to buy English talent. Never really got his opportunity at Arsenal. And we've got a third goal there. Ruben Martinez with his 20th goal of the season. It was well worked there. I think Mateo has come off the bench, worked the short corner routine very well. Short one here to Castro. Back to Mateo again. Gets it back on his favoured left foot. Good ball in towards Martinez. It does actually hit an Arsenal defender, and then he's able to slide home and gives it loads as he heads out towards the corner flag as well. We're into the last 10 minutes. Free kick, edge of the area for Castro to take. Favours his right foot. Wasn't a bad effort. Keeper was scrambling, but just over the crossbar. We're going to make one last sub as well, and we'll just go by match rating for this one. Medjugorje's not been poor. Gasby's not been poor. Yilmaz has a yellow card. We're going to be wary of that. We're going to bring on Frank Richard just to close out the game at right wing back. Not his preferred role, but he can do it. We're going to hit demand more as well with about 10 minutes remaining. 4 minutes of additional time. Throw in here for Arsenal. First real highlight we've seen from them in the second half, and it's Haji with the ball back stick. Someone's gone down in the box. It's Moses Hayford. And if Connor Medjugorje's only involvement is to come on and give away a penalty, it will be a very frustrating last couple of minutes of injury time. Blanco to take the resulting penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way. It's 3-2 with a few minutes remaining. We're going to have to hold on here. Can we use a demand more shout or something? We can indeed, just to hopefully give everyone some focus through to the full-time whistle. But to be honest, it should have been more comfortable than this. We've let Arsenal back into it a couple of times late on both games, and they've got a highlight here in the 93rd minute. Richard does well to bring it back off Haji and sends Olsen up the line. Skips past the first challenge. Can he find the finish? He can indeed, just to seal it and get us that 2-goal advantage. Again, 27th goal of the game for him. A wonderful, wonderful finish, it must be said. So Richard did very well there. I thought when Haji picked up the ball, I thought, here we go. He's going to knock a cross in and someone's going to nod it home for an equaliser. But a good ball up the line. Olsen waits for the keeper to commit and then just nutmegs him on the way through to get his second of the game, 27th of the season, and surely secure 3 points for the Isle of Man. And he has, the referee calls full time. In the end, 10 shots, 8 on target, 53% possession for Arsenal, 14 shots, 9 on target, 47% of the ball for the Isle of Man. Passionately, I'm going to say, very happy with the result and the way that you played. It would have been good to get a clean sheet or something like that, but let's not look 3 points, let's not look too deeply into that. We just want to get our points, get out. We boost our goal difference. Manchester City did hold on against Southampton, so no points advantage. We remain 1 point clear of them. But Arsenal are a tricky side, and I'm glad we could get a decent little away win there for us as well. Max Olsen will get the Man of the Match award with his double, so we're going to give him a bit of praise. Superb front of goal last time out. Schalke boss was there, keeping an eye on Arnaud Henry, who always has players and teams interested in him throughout the course of a season. We give everyone that started a rest day, and you know what, we're going to get Lucas Gabriel back in the lineup as well. Not that Yilmaz played poorly, he did fine, but we want to try and get our best possible 11 out there. And then we're going to do something a little bit different, right? Because we're playing sides in the bottom three, what I'm trying to do when we're playing the likes of Blackburn, Swansea, Derby, not go super attacking and be super high up the pitch. We're going to play that positive structure. We're going to drop off a little bit, hopefully invite them out. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to coax them out because I assume their defensive line, where they are in the division, is going to be sat directly on their 18-yard box. So we're going to drop back to positive, and hopefully that can get us through against the side sitting in a little bit deeper because we will in turn be playing a little bit deeper ourselves. Magic editing though, we're going to jump forward to the game against Swansea. Alright, and just like that, we're a few days ahead. Now, Paul Harold has picked up a knock. That's really the only concern that we've had going into this match. So Xisco Mateo, who did quite well when he came off the bench in the previous game, he will come on and play on that left-hand side. But otherwise, it's a pretty strong squad and a pretty strong lineup that we have to pick from, which is good to see. We are getting more and more players, though, starting to get unhappy with their playing time. Frank Richard's unhappy, David Lynn's unhappy, Abdesamad's been unhappy all season. We might have to, this off-season, depending on what sort of budget we get, sell those guys off to bring in new, younger players to just keep the squad as happy as possible. We don't want to risk ruining any of our morale, any of our overall squad cohesion either. But just those two changes, Gabriel in at right back, Mateo in at left wing. That should be enough for us. We're on a good run of form and I'm hopeful we can get a good result today. Swansea playing a flat 4-4-2. I would be very surprised if it's not two lines of four just sitting outside their 18-yard box that we have to try and break down. And then those two up top kind of just clearing long balls and whatever else. But it doesn't look like they've got an advance forward. I think that looked like, based on the positioning, maybe like a false nine and a deep lying forward, maybe a pressing forward on defend. So it looks like it is a very, very deep and very negative looking formation from Swansea, even though it is a 4-4-2. Got a deep free kick here. Watkins to take towards back post. It's cleared away by Carlos Andre. No one goes after it on our end. Atia will put the ball back in for Swansea. Worked all the way back though. Edry all the way back to Passerini, the keeper. Don't send two men to the ball. Just one of you has to go. Olsen goes to close down now. Long ball forward finds Principato on the left wing. Gets past the challenge Gabriel, and the strike from distance was always heading towards the side netting. Mancini gets away or gets over and tries to make sure of it. In other games, interestingly, City have fallen a goal behind to Bournemouth. João Bosquet from the penalty spot, which is huge for us. It makes it even more important that we get a good result today. We're here to get creative shout with about 15 minutes remaining in the half. And if we don't see any highlights by half time for ourselves, we're definitely going to move to attacking in the second half. Maybe we haven't got everything tactically correct. We do have a throw in here, right-hand side. Castro finds Henri. Back to Lucas Gabriel now. Ball forward into the channel for Olsen to chase. Love it with a good tackle, but only cleared as far as Castro. Wide right area, looks for a cross in. There wasn't really anybody in there to go after. Henri to Martinez, edge of the area. Back to Taylor. Gets forward into the box. Square ball to him, and it's a lovely finish from Bradley Taylor, it must be said. Just that one little 1-2 there with Max Olsen. Just kind of dragged the defender away, gave him the angle for the shot, and he's rifled that one in from the edge of the area. Henri finds Martinez here. Good pass to Taylor, and it's this little ball in here. Just finds Olsen. Back to him again, and you can see that defender goes to close down the second ball to Olsen, leaves Taylor wide open, and he rifles that one into the left-hand side of the goal for a 1-goal advantage. Maybe we leave it on positive. If we get a goal here, we definitely will. Castro with the free kick, and it's right along the line of the goal, and somehow they've managed to keep that out. Martinez just had to push it forward about an inch, and that would have been everything. Mateo, wide left area as we get into the minute of additional time to be added on at the first half. Taylor, now to Henri. Back to Taylor again. Switch out towards Castro. It's cleared away by Chorny, I think his name is. We will have a corner. It should be Mateo to take. They're showing us the highlight now. It rolled along the goal line. For once, they've actually showed us a highlight that would have been interesting, but we don't see how Martinez missed the ball. And Martinez there from the resulting corner, also heading over the crossbar. So not the greatest passage of play from him. But as halftime's called, 6 shots, 1 on target, 36% possession for Swansea, 7 shots, 3 on target, 64% of the ball for the Isle of Man. I'm going to say happy with the performance so far. Keep it up. No need to get down on anyone. We'll stay on positive for the moment, but maybe if we get through to the hour mark and haven't had any further highlights or any further goals, maybe we will go attacking for the last half an hour or so. Forward to Lucas Gabriel here. Good run through midfield. Cuts inside and has an acre of space that he's taken advantage of. Now across to Taylor, whose ball over to Mateo was poor. Principato switch sides and comes forward. Just stand him up, boys. Esteban sends him the wrong way. Cuts it back though to Watkins, edge of the area, tries to get a strike in. It's pinballing around. Duffield with the eventual strike just beyond the near post. No further highlights for us in the second half as yet. So on the hour mark, we're going to hit pause. We're going to go to our attacking instructions. We're going to take off Mateo, who's not had the greatest game. Bring on Pablo Rivera as an inverted winger on that side. That could be an interesting one for him. We'll see how he goes in that role and in that shape. Martinez has also struggled a little bit. I'm going to bring on Uli Schaefer. So 2 very attacking substitutions, effectively 2 strikers, even though one is playing out of position. And we're also going to use a get creative shout, try and give everyone a little bit of a boost to find a secondary goal. Gasby with the ball forward to Lucas Gabriel. Good ball across to Taylor as well. Switch over here for Olsen, who's peeled off the shoulder of the defence. Can he try and find the cutback? Instead, he plays it to Rivera. It's pinballing around, and then Passerini just scrambles that one out for the corner. Rivera with a good striker, clipped the inside of the upright. Again, we've hit the inside of the upright, but couldn't cross the line. And the resulting corner headed over there by Gasby. Again, just rolling along that line. So we're definitely giving the upright a bit of a test in today's game. Carlos Andre, short throw and tries to find Schaefer, but it's given back to Swansea. Atia finds Duffield, and he sends Desena into a corner. He hasn't got much angle to work with. Just stand him up, boys, and thankfully the drive right into the side netting. Mancini, I think, had his angles covered. 2-2 over in the Bournemouth and Man City game. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 3-2, just as I've said that. Man City have taken a lead again, so very important that we hold on to our 3 points here. Balls with right, Woodthorpe. Switch is poor. Esteban recovers in midfield. Taylor beats a man and goes to strike from the edge of the area. Could have been another goal for him. Passerini with a good save. We're going to hit pause with about 10 minutes remaining in the match. Mancini's apparently not had a good game. Henri's apparently not had a good game and is struggling a little bit for fitness. 66% condition for him. I'm going to bring on Jose Santana in midfield just to try and get some fresh legs in there and see out the 90. We're also going to use a demand washout as we head into the final 10 minutes or so. Throwing on the right-hand side to be taken by Lucas Gabriel. Over to Santana. Cut back to Gabriel. Gets into the area now. It's going to want to try and get it back on his right foot. Couldn't do it though, and just screws the shot beyond the far post. 5 additional minutes to be added on. I'm not sure where that 5 minutes has come from, but we're well into it now. And as the referee calls full time, it's a big 3 points. Not the best performance we've ever had. Only 1-0 victory against the team in 19th. But they had 11 shots, 1 on target, 39% possession for FC Isle of Man. 15 shots, 7 on target, 61% of the ball. Passionately, we're going to say, nice victory, well done. I'm not going to say that it's disappointing because I don't want to get down on anybody. I just want to keep this morale up as much as possible. You can see there's a few players heading back towards halfway, heading back to that yellow stage. We want everyone in green for the run home. Man City do come back and win their game against Bournemouth. They are relentless at the moment. Bradley Taylor gets a Man of the Match award, an 8.3 match rating for him. We'll give him a bit of praise because he did have a very good game. Sassuolo's apparently watching Lucas Gabriel. He's not going to go anywhere. And what I'm thinking is, we look at our schedule, we might go and play the Newcastle game off screen, and then we might come back and do Blackburn, who are down in 18th, and Leicester, who are in 10th, because I think that just splits up the games in our run home as well. And then we'll come back on the last day of the season, do the away game against Chelsea, who are in 8th spot, and the away match against Bournemouth, who are in 7th. 2 big fixtures to close out the season. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the part that I appreciate the most. If you want to support the channel and, help us kind of continue to grow right up to the build-up of FM21, you can drop a like on this video. You can also subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos as they release right up until FM21 comes out in, roughly around the 10th of November is where I'm kind of planning for it, 2 weeks before the official release date. We do also have 2 giveaways on the channel at the moment to try and win your own copy of FM21. The main save, as this is being recorded, still hasn't been figured out by anyone, so you can jump in and try and make a couple of guesses to secure your own copy for free in that competition. As always though, guys, thank you for watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.